On the inside of the guide wire are two notches. The notches are used to align the jig to the rivets on the blank. With a marker, draw a line that aligns with each notch on the outside of the guide wire. These lines will aid you while aligning the jig to the rivets on the blank. To assemble the rolled blank into the jig, slide the jig over the blank so that the guide wire lines up over the large end of the blank. Position the notch on the guide wire over the third rivet from the large end of the blank. Tighten the clamp on the jig. Make sure that the ends of the guide wire and the stiffener wire do not contact each other. If the ends of the wires contact each other, the ends of the wires must be ground down to eliminate the problem. Also, make sure that there are no air gaps between the jig and the blank. If an air gap is present, loosen the jig clamp and slightly reposition the blank until no air gaps are present. Again, tighten the jig clamp. You are now ready to make the first trial cuts. Start the machine by pushing the start button. Adjust the speed of the machine by turning the speed control knob. Now, move the hand operating lever to its full up position and place the guide wire of the jig in the upper outer beater. Position the jig so that the seam of the blank will be the first part of the material to be cut. Lower the hand operating lever to bring the shafts together. Allow the blank to be cut all the way around and to cut over the seam a second time. Raise the hand operating lever and remove the jig. Loosen the jig clamp and rotate the jig 180 degrees around the blank. Align the notch on the guide wire over the third rivet from the end of the blank. Tighten the jig clamp. Check the blank and the jig for any air gaps. Also, check that the wire ends are not touching. With the hand operating lever in its full up position, again place the guide wire of the jig in the upper outer beater. Position the jig so that the seam of the blank will be the first part of the blank to be cut. Lower the hand operating lever to bring the shafts together. Raise the hand operating lever and remove the jig. Rotate the jig 180 degrees around the blank and repeat the procedure one more time. The blank is now cut into 4 gores. Care should be taken when handling the gores. The cut edges are very sharp. Starting with the last 2 gores that were cut, place their beaded ends together. Align the seams on the gores. Snap the sections together. Once snapped together, rotate the gores 180 degrees. With the hand operating lever in the full up position, place the assembled gores into the set-down rolls. Make sure the seam is located just before the rolls. Lower the hand operating lever to begin setting down. Allow the assembly to make 2 full rotations in the set-down rolls, and remove the assembly. After the setting down operation, the gores should rotate with a slight drag. If the gores are too loose, place the gores back into the set-down rolls. To tighten the joint, push down on both edges of the gores during the set-down operation. If the gores are too tight, place the gores back into the set-down rolls. To loosen the joint, lift up on the narrow end of the gore during the set-down operation. If the elbow is accidentally dropped, the gores should not break apart. Now assemble the second gore that was cut onto the elbow and set down the joint. Finally, assemble the last gore onto the elbow and set down the joint. The next step is to crimp the narrow end of the elbow. The purpose of the crimp is to further reduce the diameter of the elbow so that it can fit inside and be joined to another section of pipe. The crimping station may be located in the middle of the elbow machine, or you may have a separate crimping machine. To accommodate different thicknesses of stock, the depth of the crimp is adjustable. Adjustment is performed by loosening the lock nuts and threading them up or down on the threaded shaft of the handle. Start the machine by pushing the start button. To crimp the narrow end of the elbow, start with the crimp handle in its uppermost position. Place the elbow between the crimp rolls and against the backstop. Turn the crimp handle down until the lock nuts hit the stop. Allow the elbow to make one complete revolution in the crimp. Turn the crimp handle to remove the elbow. As a final inspection, set the completed elbow on a table. Place a square against the face of the elbow. This will confirm that the elbow is a true 90 degrees. For convenience in shipping, 4 elbows can be easily and neatly assembled into a donut.